G'day guys and welcome to the Iron Empire. This time we revive a retro look to a 70s muscle truck. So we're on the way down to Jake's and I've got the call to pick up some brand new wheels for the F truck. So decided to lash out on this truck because it's coming up so good that it needs a set of brand new rims. So I'm heading back down to Tarzia Tyres. The last time we went to Tarzia's, I bought a set of wheels for another F truck, which I painted up and didn't actually end up using. But these are going to get used. They're going to get wrapped today with a set of nice big mud tyres. And yeah, this is going to look the part. So we're going to go in, see team at Tarzia Tyres here and get loaded up with some fresh rims. Jake been shaving his legs.
Yeah.
What the hell?
His fitness got it.
Oh, goodness. Okay, we are back down the shop now and we're going to finally get stuck into showing you guys around this F100. The boys have been super busy and I haven't had a chance to really do anything on this truck, but they've done an awesome job. So we're going to get all the parts out, laid out for that to need to be worked on today in preparation to get this thing all sort of close to sort of finished up. We're going to have a real good look around this truck shortly, but for now we're going to get these wheels out. We're going to run them down to LEO and get these mud tyres that I'm telling you about. It's going to look good. So we'll get set up for the day, see how far we can get. Alright, so unboxing new parts is always fun, especially when they're not that dear. These Pro Comp wheels, they're a similar wheel to the Mickey Thompsons that were actually available a little while ago, but I dragged my feet, missed out on the Mickey Thompsons, but they're pretty much the same thing. Alloy, big holes, big center, ready to fit onto an F100, should bolt straight up. They're 15 by 8, and these are literally 220 bucks each. Like, you can't get much cheaper than that, and they look bloody good. So they're gonna look even better wrapped. Alright, so we're going to basically have a quick look at this truck now. We've got the wheels on there, sitting nice. Come have a look around what we've done under the bonnet. I can't take any credit whatsoever for what's happened under here. The boys have been super busy. Obviously it's a little bit of a mess at the moment because we're sort of still playing around with some wiring, but the engine bay's had a quick respray. The block, the motor has all been two-packed as well, and now it's just a matter of going through all the wiring. Ryan's come through and loomed it all up again, and new hoses, new clamps, basically getting this thing looking Mickey Mouse. I'm just playing around with the ignition side of things now, getting all the wiring around there. So moving around inside, get a long way through this now. So it's all been retrimmed seat from Steve at Stitches and Sounds, sorted that out for us. Ordered a brand new loop pile carpet, that's gone in. As you can see, it's got the underdash aftermarket aircon in this car, and the interior's come up really nice. So I'm gonna clean these rubbers up. Got a new roof lining coming as well, and the engine, and then the interior is going to be all buttoned up. The door cards have been resprayed in in the original brown to give them a fresh look as well. Coming around the back, you can see the boys have been super busy. Everything under this car has been all cleaned up and all given a nice fresh coat of black, so it'll look nice and neat, as clean underneath as it does on top. You can see the back here, a lot of these sections have been polished and a lot haven't, so this is pretty much just sort of seeing how the paint come up. The back of the car will be a big indicator of that. The back hasn't been polished, but the top has been polished and a bit has been painted. So by the time we get the buff around this whole car, it will come up really nice. So body wise, aside from the bonnet going back on the truck, front and rear bars going on, Jake's working on the rear bar now. We're going to paint that up. The front bar, we've got a good chrome bar which come off a crushed truck. That's going to go on this. And body wise, we are going to do something with the white on this truck. We are not happy with this patch. It's a little bit, I don't know, it doesn't sort of suit the truck. We're not super happy with that, but we have got some plans on what to do with this thing. We're going to go with a 70s retro freewheeling style graphics on the side of this, and it's all going to be painted in. From factory, it was decals, but getting decals is massive money. No one in Australia has them, but we do have paint and we do have a booth. So we're going to mask this all up. We're going to custom paint this. That's not going to happen today, but it's going to happen really soon. So we're looking forward to getting that happening. That's pretty much a good walk around of this truck. Sorry there hasn't been too much actual hands-on work because the boys have been super busy working on this, and I actually haven't been doing pretty much anything on this truck. So aside from getting my hands into it today, this is the first day. So that's going to be it for now. We're going to get stuck into buttoning up under the bonnet, and then it is getting to some graphic action next. Alright guys, the truck is now rubbed down on one side. I wanted a little bit of a break from rubbing, so I thought I'd do a test panel here. I never do test panels, I definitely should do them, so I'm going to do one this time. I've got a little bit of old signboard which came from the ceiling of this booth, and I'm going to use this to mock up some graphics. So first thing I want to do is lay down some yellow base coat. We're going to let that tack off and then start doing a little bit of masking. There's not a lot of masking on this truck, just a little bit of pinstripe work, but we're going to do some practice runs on this, see how it all lays out. First colour's set now. Gave it a super quick little stripe job, something similar to what we're going to run on the car. And then we're going to hit it with another second colour. I've decided I'm going to go a darker yellow, then a second pinstripe, and then continue on with some fading. So we'll get the second colour down now, see how it all comes out. Here it is guys, the truck is all masked up now, pretty much ready to go. We'll just do a little bit of clean up in here, get it all wiped down with some prep sol. Then onto the fun stuff. We're going to give it a base coat and then start hitting it with these graphics. We're going to go with a slightly different method than we did with this one. I'm going to go just a narrower pinstripe on the outside, so it's not quite as bold there. But other than that, pretty happy with the outcome. So we're going to get into this and hopefully get it wrapped up today. Okay guys, so as you can see, we now have the yellow down ready for our first pinstripe. So I'm going to go ahead and start laying that down with a 3mm fine line tape. I'm going to get this whole pinstripe down. I'm going to do one side, lay some colour, and then go to the other side while this side dries. Okay, we're all masked up, ready for the next yellow. I went in after a little bit of colour down the door jambs because I forgot that I wanted to panel these sections out. So I've done that. I'm going to now get some colour on this side and then move on to the other side. Here we go, pinstripe number 2. We're going for the 6mm tape this time. It is all striped this side and we are ready to start laying some fades. This is the scary part.
I have so much strength and maybe you have no idea.
As you can see, I've done the fade really quite high through the panel. It really needs to come down to about 2/3 the way through from the top. But I'm just packing my duck, so I'm just going real easy.
That's killer.
Alright guys, so hopefully you can hear me over the fan, but I'm nearly done masking up this last side, but I thought I'd take a break, jump around the other side now that all the base coat has been laid, all the colours down, looking good. I can now unmask the pinstripes before we lay down some clear. Obviously clear is not going to go down until I've got both sides done, but at least we can have a look at what the pinstripe's going to look like. This is always the best part. How freaking good does this look? It is always the best bit, showing your work. Next best step is clear and unmasking the whole thing. I'm gonna get on with unmasking this now, get back to the other side, finish masking up, and then we'll lay down some clear. Here it is guys, all unmasked, came out freaking amazing. Really, really happy with the result. I've now started laying some colour on the other side. Had a few issues with some silicone in the paint, so that means it's basically the surface area wasn't clean enough, so there could have been contaminants in the rags. To overcome that, pretty much had to put much less reducer in it to stop the thinners getting in behind all the silicone and sort of frying it up. And now you can't really see that, so I'm really happy with the outcome here. Just got to be really careful because the paint's a little bit heavier now. And yeah, one more coat and then we are ready for some clear. Jake, could you grab my mask? It's handy having an offsider to help you with these things. Lighting is a bit of a pain in this booth. We need some more lighting down low to see it properly, but overall, pretty happy. This thing is coming out really good. Alright, so we are all done in here and we're going to unmask it. It's been about half an hour. The method is to try and unmask it while it's still soft so the paint edge sort of rolls over. Otherwise you get a really sharp edge, which can chip. So we're going to gently go around and unmask this tonight and roll it out of the booth and see what it looks like. With no tape on it, can't wait.
Oh! Guarda, ci tiro un pesce mannaia, molto disonesto, testa di cazzo, grande pesce, quindi piccolo.
Sweet baby Jesus. I think I might be a genius. Yeah, that's just rolling over nice. Bellissimo! Here it is, absolutely pumped with the outcome of this. Jake's pretty stoked. I think he wants to paint graphics on everything nowadays. He's being a dickhead, he's so excited. Got to admit, this actually turned out way better than I was expecting. You can only sort of imagine so much, but tomorrow is usually my video day. I'll usually be editing this, and I will be editing this Friday, but I'm gonna actually come down tomorrow morning and push this out in the sun so we can see what it looks like. Looks like in daylight, and I'm super keen to see that. Stoked. Okay guys, it's the next day now and I have come back down to check out the truck and put it out in the sun, and we are pumped on the look of this thing. We threw the bonnet on just so we can see it a little bit more complete. The rake on the thing is super 70s, so we're not going to bother with the ride height. Now it's just a matter of finish off the reassembly of the truck and this thing is ready to go. Now I hope you've picked up a few tips with painting. Once again, I am a full-on backyarder. We are working with very basic masking supplies, and this stuff can be done at home. So if you're creative at all, get out there, have a crack at some of this stuff. You get some pretty fun results. As for now, that's going to be it for this week's episode of the Iron Empire. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, check out the online store. All the support goes a long way. Leave me a comment and I will see you all on the upcoming episode of the Iron Empire. Cheers guys.